Hello everybody, Desmond2530 here. Been a bit since I've done a commentary, and been a bit since I've posted an actual video, so yeah. Either way, I guess it's time for me to talk about the Battlefield 5 news. And that is that the game will no longer be supported after June. Now, why is this? Well, firstly, what am I gonna do? Well, it looks like I'll probably be moving over to Battlefield 4 for most of my content, and I'll also explain some things about that as well, because some personal things have gone down that change things up. Overall, I still plan to do some Battlefield 5 content, and I will get reviews for the game. Obviously for, like, guns and stuff like that. But overall, this game is close to dead. I can still have fun playing it, as you can probably see I literally got this today. Just chilling out, so I thought I might as well use it if I'm going to make this video at some point. But overall, it's most likely going to be Battlefield 4 and then back to Hardline quite a bit. So for all you Hardline fans out there, yes, reviews will be coming back shortly. Aside from other content, I might be doing some Black Ops 3 funny moments, collabing with my friend Keegan. You would also know him on YouTube as Keegan Fresh, or Alpha Off the Wall, as his gamer tag. So I might be doing just like Black Ops 3, like funny moments with him every now and then, but either way, back onto the true thing that's going on. So if you guys don't know, Battlefield 5 has canceled support. After June, there will be 2 major patches, one this month and one in June, and then the game will be basically updated every now and then for like server maintenance and stuff like that, but apparently that's it. Obviously this sucks. I'm not even going to go into how I feel about the situation, because if I'm being completely honest, I hate the situation, but it is what it is. Main things is that the good thing about this is that means with no changes, I can go and do weapon reviews without having to worry about the TTK changing. One of my biggest things was like the MG34 video, which I may take down. I'm probably not going to, but I may take it down, because my overall opinion of the weapon is good, but the stats are off now because of so many TTK changes. So that might have to change a little bit, or I might have to just make like an update to that video. As for, like I said, going forward, it's going to be a lot of Battlefield 4. That'll probably be like my main focus at the moment. Obviously, Hardline will be coming back. I just haven't had a chance to play it recently. And who knows, I might move on to other games, but in space of Battlefield, I will still keep posting Battlefield, since that's one of my favorite things to post. So yeah, at the moment I'm going to basically be doing that. I'm gonna make this video a bit longer than normal. Well, my game, it's actually gonna be a tiny bit shorter than normal, but longer than I would normally like on the commentary style. So I guess I should go over this. So firstly, I will probably be doing a final review of Battlefield 5 at some point in the near future. And one thing I will say about this whole sort of thing going on is that it's kind of a big oof to any Battlefield players, because with this all going on now, it means that potentially, in a good note, games like Hardline will begin to be seen in a better light, and they'll probably, like, games like Hardline will have more servers and stuff like that once this game, falls. Same thing with Battlefield 4 and stuff like that. So the older Battlefields will be a lot more populated. Bad news being those that this game's going to be a lot less populated, and it'll probably die off very fast. Which, it's already kind of dead, but point still being. Other than that, so for Battlefield 4, I think I might do a, I'm gonna continue doing my Battlefield 4 beginning / like tips and tricks and weapon reviews. That's like the standard thing I'll be doing on that. As for Yeah, I think I should stop talking about what content I'm gonna make, because there's a good chance that things may change, things may not. Who knows? Depends on what I want to do. I guess next up I'll talk about the state of Battlefield. Like, was it a failure? Was, like, well, obviously it's a failure, but, like, what caused it to fail and stuff like that. And I've broken this down into 3 categories. 2 of them are the most important. One of them is more just, it's still very important, but it's not, like, the biggest flaw. Like, it's basically not the most important flaw, but it didn't help. And I guess I'll get through that one first. So, one of the main things that made Battlefield 5 have a bad start was, of course, Payne, known as the CEO, well, not the CEO at the time, but the head developer, or community manager, and the way that they did marketing for the game. Overall, it was terrible. They made conflicting views about what they wanted. They wanted, like, a tactical game, a realistic game, mixed in with, like, this sort of, like, progressive style sort of game, which it just gave people the wrong vibe. And then having the community manager basically, like, attacking people because they didn't like it kind of makes an issue. So obviously early on, a lot of people weren't going to buy this game just because of the fact that there were so many issues with marketing. And even those that looked past it would soon regret what they did in buying this game. I regret a little bit buying this game. Some ways I don't, some ways I do though. So, second main point is this game had no direction, no content, and a lack of, like, any semblance of effort looking to be put into this. One theory I can bring up was maybe that they had this game planned for something else. My best bet would probably they were trying to do a futuristic Battlefield, which would also make sense with the way the system was sort of made to be very different from other Battlefields. But then they decided, oh shoot, the Call of Duty scene is now getting even more beat up because of their futuristic things, and Star Wars Battlefront got beat up because of its loot boxes, and it's, like, you know, a semi-futuristic game, I guess you would call it, in the way that it works, although it is fantasy. But either way, so basically, like, the genre was in a bad spot for futuristic games for a lot of people, so they probably switched over, and then you have this as the result, which would make sense. But either way, there was a very clear lack of direction with this game. Namely, when the game released, it had very fast killing weapons, a very low amount of ammo, and a very, punishing system. Now, overall, I actually liked this game better when it launched, like, combat and feel-wise and all that, simply because of the fact that you felt like you were hitting things. Whereas you can see here, just with healing a few people and stuff like that, I'm dumping almost 10 rounds into people with a 303 LMG, and it ain't dying. So please explain to me this. So, I mean, I like it more. I like the old system more than even some of the revamped system, I guess you'd call it, of combat. Then you have the fact of the whole ammo system and stuff like that. Simply put, the ammo system has gone through so many changes, same thing with healing. And though I like the system in concept, the fact that you literally have to constantly have people chuck ammo at you, and you can't replenish gadgets from ammo unless it's from an ammo crate, which you technically couldn't do in Battlefield 4 and stuff like that, but the thing was there is that you passively regenerated it, so you would get it just running over a crate. Now you still have to press square to even get it, and stuff like that. Vehicles were terribly broken at release. Basically, your best way, and even now, for a lot of vehicles, your best way to deal with playing them well is just to sit in a fucking field somewhere, or sit in the back of the map, or behind a shit ton of infantry, and just machine gun people, and then blow up buildings with your tank turret. There are a few exceptions like the Panzer 3018 and stuff like that where you can just rush in and just blow up everything around you to get mass amounts of kills, but still, maps at release were not great. Some of them were okay. My favorite maps probably being Fiel, Arras, and I think my favorite one was probably what the hell was it? Oh boy, I forgot the name of it. The one where you're in the desert, and you have like the massive castle on one end, and then the rest of it's like the desert with the massive bridge. I forget what the name is. I think it's Fiel something something too. 672, 632, something like that. I don't remember the name. But point being is, few good maps. The guns at release were... I like the guns at release better than the guns now, but the difference is that there wasn't enough guns to hold the player base. Glitches galore, vehicles were not balanced properly, bugs everywhere, falling through the map, dying, and then basically up until the Pacific DLC, or the Pacific content drop, all this pretty much stayed the same. A few weapons here and there were pretty cool. This was around the time when I took a break from playing the game, because, well, simply put, I hated it. Next you had the Pacific content drop, one of the greatest things of all time, and then they changed TTK and it all went to shit. Chapter 6 comes in. Okay, you know, we're getting a bit better. You know, we got 3 weapons, we got a new gadget, and we're doing pretty okay. You know, we're not doing too terrible. They reverted the TTK, at least semi-reverted it. I wish they would fully reverted it, but it's not the worst thing ever. And, oh boy, we just canceled support, because we can't support this game. So yeah, so overall, even if these new content drops, which I'm hoping the June one could be massive, I mean, if they really want this game to go out in at least any decent fashion, release some of them, like some of the content in the May update, enough to hold players over until June, and then basically June, literally, just code all the weapons in, you can code all the gadgets in, try and glitch test them, everything. Basically, instead of looking for like updates to the game itself, in a lot of ways, just make sure you can get as much content as you can, weapons wise, unlocks, gadgets, and just shove them in the game. Even if some of them are a bit stupid. Who cares? We want content. If you want to loot, if you want this game to actually end on a decent note, just drop a shit ton of weapons. People will be okay with it. Hell, even Battlefield 4, when at the end of it, when they gave that random free DLC that just gave people a bunch of free weapons. Toodaloo. And then we go on to the final issue. A lack of resources at DICE and or a problem in management. Simply put, even with like coronavirus, which I give them this, that gives them a pass on Chapter 6 because they weren't around for me. I give them a bit of a pass there. Issue still being, though, is they had 2 years about to save this game. 2 years. And only a few week period in the summer saved us. And it only saved us for a small time. This game, simply put, either someone at DICE did not have the resources, or management was so clusterfucked that they had no way to organize it, so people just ended up doing what they wanted, and it caused issues. Overall, those are the 3 main reasons I think Battlefield 5 failed. And whilst I will still play this game, because I think this game is still fun to play, even though it will be a contentless thing eventually, I think this game is fun to play. But even I can admit this game failed. This game failed because of a studio that may have tried, but they did not try hard enough. And to all those out there that did work, or that are working at DICE, I don't think you're horrible people. I don't think you deserve to get like chucked over a bridge or something. But as a criticism goes, y'all need to step it up. This next Battlefield ends up good. I hope it does, because I love Battlefield. But fix the goddamn game. As for anything else, this game needed more content. It didn't get it. Management didn't seem to do well enough, and the community manager screwed everyone off from the start. But either way, guys, I'll be seeing you guys all later. Hopefully you guys want to see more content from me. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys all later.